Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. If you watch my channel a lot, you know that I do informational videos on breeds of chickens, but this week is the week of Thanksgiving, so I thought I would do a video on turkeys. So I actually get to use real footage and pictures of my own, and this is my turkey. He's a Spanish Black. He is 5 years old, and he is the pride and joy of my operation here. The name of my channel is Mr. Turkey Chaser, and I named it after this big guy. So, with all that said, I'm going to take a few more pictures to show you, and I'm going to give you some information on these turkeys. The beginning of this story takes us to Mexico all the way back to the 1500s during the times of the Aztecs. We don't know for sure when these ancient people first domesticated the turkey or exactly how important it was to their culture. We do know it was important, we just don't know how important. In fact, the only reason we know that they raised these animals is thanks to the Spanish explorers who brought it back to Europe after their travels. In the 1500s, the original black turkey arrives in Europe and quickly gains notoriety throughout the continent due to its much larger size and amount of meat. Over the course of the next century, the bird would be known as the Black Spanish or the Norfolk Black, as there is some speculation as to whether there were very subtle differences between the birds raised in Norfolk, England, and the ones raised in Spain. Then, when English colonists began to settle in North America, some of the very first species of livestock that they brought with them was the black turkey. These birds were then bred with native eastern wild turkeys, and this is where we get the modern day domestic black turkey. The main purpose for domestic turkeys, and wild turkeys as well, is meat. Wild turkeys are smaller than most domestic ones, but even they can get to about 15 to 20 pounds. There are some small domestic breeds or varieties depending on how you choose to categorize them, but the larger 20 plus pounders are almost always of the domesticated strains. Although that is the most practical purpose, they can be used for eggs and pets as well. Many Native American cultures use turkey feathers for decorations like in their headdresses alongside eagle and hawk feathers. Some small-scale turkey farmers actually sell their feathers from their birds for a small profit. And even though you're able to use them for eggs, they only lay in the spring and summer, and then they only lay about 40 to 80 eggs depending on the strain. But they are about twice the size of chicken eggs, so it kinda evens out for some people. Professional bakers sometimes prefer to use turkey eggs because they are much more dense, therefore able to get a desired texture for certain baking recipes. Finally, some people like to keep them as pets. They have big personalities like chickens and make way more sounds for communicating than chickens, so some people who intended to raise them for meat get really attached to them throughout their life, and they decide that they would rather keep them around for several years. The black turkey is covered in black feathers with white markings early in life. Once they reach adulthood, which is about 1 year old, they molt their juvenile feathers and grow their solid black feathers all around their body. The very tips of their feathers on their back and on the breast and on the tail have a greenish bronze sheen that looks like they were kind of dipped in oil or gasoline. And I hope you can kind of make these markings out on on my tom here. I tried to get him in good light to where the light would show those markings, those that iridescent color on the tips of his feathers, so just keep an eye out for those if you can. But it's only visible when the sun hits them just right, but when it does, it's beautiful. It's stunning. The face and wattle in the tom are red, which they can change to blue. I think this is kind of like a flexing, the flexing of a muscle for us. You know, when you flex your muscle, but you hold it, it eventually goes back soft. With turkeys, I've noticed that when they flare up and show their colors in their face and neck, if they try to keep that up for too long, it'll fade back to a whitish kind of color. So I'm pretty sure it's kind of like flexing for humans. He does this when he's trying to impress a hen or he's challenging a rival male, or well, in this guy's case, when he's challenging me. He's he's a really confident little bird if you can't tell. The face and neck in the hen is pinkish red. The beak and eyes in both genders are very dark brown, almost black. Some bloodlines may have pink shanks and toes, others may have dark shanks and toes. Skin is usually white, but it is possible for them to have yellow skin if they are on pasture with access to certain forage, according to some breeders. Toms can get up to 33 pounds and females 18 pounds. Temperament varies among individuals, but many breeders describe them as calm and friendly. Um, Mine is not. He tries to fight me almost every time I see him. He's poked holes in my jeans from kicking me. He's left marks on my legs from biting me. But yeah, so maybe I just got the sour one in the flock. I don't know. The eggs from turkeys are a light tan with speckling with a sharp point on the top. These are very good foragers and they can sustain themselves pretty easily on pasture. These are very healthy and tough birds that can adapt to most climates. Though they can suffer from frostbite in the dead of winter in certain areas, they can handle the heat so long as they have clean, cool water and decent shade. People who raise these birds for meat praise the quality of these heritage birds over conventionally raised turkeys, especially when it was raised on pasture. So this video was all about the Spanish Black. I hope I made that clear earlier in the video. So all the information I've given was about the Spanish Black, not so much any other heritage breed. But I love the black turkey. Love it. They're they're very smart, they're brave, and they're gorgeous. The black has taken a backseat to other heritage turkeys in recent years, such as the bronze, bourbon red, and others. But there are several sources that claim this breed is either threatened or endangered. Either way, it needs more stewards if it wants to make a comeback. I do plan on breeding this turkey in the future when I have the time and the resources, but at the time of this recording, I'm not in that position to pursue that the way I would like to. But stay tuned because coming up in a couple years, I hope to really start that operation. The value of this bird is hard to overstate, as they are very self-sufficient, can adapt to a huge range of climates, as mentioned before, And they can breed naturally, meaning you wouldn't have to buy new stock every year. Just get your breeding hens in the same pen as your breeding tom, and keep an eye out for eggs. And if you have an incubator, use it. You can easily maintain a flock with these birds. This is the oldest domestic type of turkey in the world. So I think it really needs to be maintained. Now, something else I want to talk about. There is this old wives' tale that Benjamin Franklin, in case you haven't heard it, an old wives' tale that Benjamin Franklin wanted the presidential seal, the symbol of the United States of America, to be the turkey. The truth is, he never actually said that. He wrote a letter to his daughter pertaining to the subject of the seal. He noted his unfavorable opinion of choosing the bald eagle. He said that the illustration looked more like a turkey. I suppose it was a very poor illustration at the time. That led him to compare the bald eagle to the turkey and said, quote, "For my own part, I wish the bald eagle had not been chosen as the representative of our country. He is a bird of bad moral character. He does not get his living honestly." He described the eagle as too lazy to fish for himself. He watches the labor of the fishing hawk. And when that diligent bird has at length taken a fish, and is bearing it to his nest for the support of his mate and the young ones, the bald eagle pursues him and takes it from him. Comparing the bald eagle to the turkey, where Franklin describes the turkey as, quote, "a bird of courage, though a little vain and silly," end quote. Franklin calls the turkey, quote, "a true native of America," end quote. He then makes the claim that the turkey, quote, "would not hesitate to defend his farmyard against any intruder with a red coat on," end quote. I can certainly agree with that last part. Every time I go into their coop, Jim, the name of the turkey I showed you at the beginning of this video, the one in the pictures, he sees me and he instantly flares up and he circles me and he grunts at me and he huffs and gobbles. Yeah, Franklin was spot on when he said this. The turkey is very prideful, very brave, and he will die to protect what is his. So I think that's why Franklin preferred the character of the turkey over the eagle, because now I don't want to put any words in Franklin's mouth, but it seems like he was describing the turkey as an animal that possesses the true spirit of America. In his mouth, I'm just speculating that that's what he meant. But anyone else who's raised this animal, I think, can attest to Franklin's tribute. But the point is, he never said that the symbol of our country should be a turkey. He was simply comparing the turkey to the eagle. I will be leaving more links in the description below this video if you want to read more about turkeys, particularly the Spanish Black. I will leave links to hatcheries and breeders of the Spanish Black if you want to get some of your own, and if you want to give a go at maintaining this variety, this beautiful ancient variety, I think it would be great. It definitely needs more stewards. So I think that'll do it today. As always, I hope this video was informative, and If I left anything out that you know about, drop a comment below and teach me something, please. So, with all that said, thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.